Thank y'all for joining. Hope everybody's doing good. Anybody got any questions? My second day in the Philippines after up and leaving the USA, and I so happened to pick a time where a typhoon is coming in, but from the looks of it, it's not gonna hit us directly, so that's good. I appreciate the likes for the live. What's up, Baldy? That was nice. I'm in the Philippines right now. Yeah, it's chill. It's my second day. I haven't really gotten out yet. I'm just trying to get acclimatized, get custom. Coming from one of the craziest experience in years, so that I've ever experienced in my life. I'm just tired. My body's drained, emotionally drained. So, hopefully this will be the break that'll get me back on track. Oh yeah, definitely. Um, I think that for me, uh, when it comes down to being in tune with my emotions, I realized that I don't mentally when it comes down to staying in a room or staying closed in or staying in one place for a long period of time, like that shit definitely it definitely sucks. It plays a part on your mental, and but no, you definitely correct about that. Honestly, it's whatever comes my way. Uh, I was crazy enough. I was homeless before I came out here. I literally Tuesday got my passport. Tuesday applied for my passport. Wednesday I had my passport appointment. Thursday I picked up my passport, and Friday I came out here. I flew out. So it's definitely an experience. Definitely an experience. You know what, I'm gonna see. I'm trying to go both. Oh yeah, what's going on, Bridget? How you doing? How's your morning going? Bridget, where you from? Where area you at again? I forgot. Oh, Iowa. That's right. That's right, Iowa. Oh no, you're the kid. The don't tell me. You're you wrestle, right? You don't want to wrestle, and you're using your grandma your grandma's account, right? The state champion. Okay. You thought I forgot, huh? You doing what you're supposed to be doing. Remember we talked about? I said it's all about how you. I'm doing. Well, I'm not sleeping in my car no more. Remember last time we talked, I was in my car. Yeah, I'm not in my car no more. I left. I'm in the Philippines now. Yeah, I'm up in the Philippines now, and yeah, I remember you told me that you was having how's your grades doing? That's the biggest thing I want to know. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Yes, it's scary. It was scary, but I knew it was going to be beneficial for me in the long run. All right, good. Keep it up. Remember, I told you like people can say whatever they're going to say, but the question is you going to give them the justification or the evidence to say that you're doing X, Y, and Z. So nobody can say nothing to you if you're doing your work, if your grades are good, saying you're competing at the best you can, with wrestling and being respectful. That's all you need to do. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, yeah. There's some nice people out here. You know, um, I haven't really got out yet, but I will in the meantime. It's been off and on drizzling. If it stays calm like this, I might go out and do something. How you do? No, not today. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm. Was it not? Yeah, I'm doing what I can. That's good. What's your rating your stats now as far as for the season this year? I appreciate it. I just want to be inspiration. A lot of people probably come on my live and expect me to be this wild, do some ridiculous stuff. Like, nah, I want to inspire. Unconditionally. Make people believe in themselves. Because I was when I was a kid, I didn't I'd have people believing in me. I think if I was nurtured or just a little bit of somebody believing in me, I would have been, you know, on a different path. But you can't complain about that now because I'm at where I'm at. But second estate for the middle school, that's dope. That's dope. So we going for number one. We still got a couple more months left in the season. So continue going. Oh, that's dope. I want to come out there. That's thank you for your service. Really. But I plan on doing this whole situation to do some traveling, and so that's one. Brittany, I want to go out there. That's dope. Keep grinding. Keep grinding. Keep working hard, and that's gonna take you a long way. That's gonna take you a long way. Be humble. That's the biggest thing. Be humble and always keep God first. You can never go wrong when you do that. I appreciate it, Coop. Um, most definitely, most definitely. That's why I keep going. I be getting inspiration from, young and old. I had a guy on here talking to me yesterday. He was like 56, and he was dropping some gems, and I think that's in a sense sharing is caring because this world is dark, and so if we can lift each other up by inspiring each other, it'd be a way better world. Because I went against the kid first play today and won. Okay, so it's a matter of time. That's good. That's that's good. That's good. It's a good way to dominate. Establish. That you're a force to be reckoned with. Yeah. Just just keep. That's all you can do is keep on grinding. That's what I learned in life. I didn't do any sports when I was a kid. Well, during the summertime I used to go to look basketball, and I did boxing for a little bit and whatnot. But I I wish that I would have had somebody poured into me. But again, the cards are dealt already. I can't go back and change it. I can just manage what I got. Yeah, you know, I don't do it intentionally, but I didn't. The Marine Corps wasn't something that I thought I was going to join, let alone the military alone. I was not. I don't come from a military family. I don't. I wasn't raised in a military town. It was I needed to get up out of there, and so I I went to the recruiter office, and I was supposed to go to the army, honestly, and a Marine Corps recruiter snatched me up. And when I told my family that I was thinking about to go to the Marine Corps, they doubted me, and they didn't think I was capable of or strong enough to do it. And so I've always been that person, even still to this day, that if somebody doubt me to do something positive or something that is going to elevate me, make me a better person, and they think I can't do it, oh yeah, I do it. Just like when I became a drill instructor, I made Marines. I trained officers and stuff like that. So I didn't. Again, a kid from Chicago, barely graduated high school, don't got a college degree. I've taken multiple college classes, but I where I'm at today is something that if you'd have told me when I was, my boy the wrestler, that I would be at where I'm at, accomplish the things I've accomplished, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. I would say you talking about the wrong person. I didn't believe in myself. That's why I tell you. I want to call you Bridget. What's your name again? So I can remember it. So I remember. I know. I remember who you are and what you do. So I just gotta remember your name now. Yeah, Grayson. So yeah, just like if I just want you to know that you are one hell of a kid, and don't let nobody ever tell you anything different. And still one hell of a young man, then one hell of a man, and you got a aura about you, and especially since you've been consistent with checking in on me, and that's for your age and this generation, that's not normal. A lot of kids come up in here being disrespectful and whatnot, and I block them now. I don't even entertain them. But you're cool. You're a cool, respectful dude. Okay, that's yeah. That's dope. That's really really good. What was it? What was your OPR? What was your last PR? And what was it today? Oh, that's a big jump. That's a big jump. Yeah, yeah. Look, you a little beast. That's dope. Let's keep it up, man. Okay, what time is it out there? Shout out time. Time out. Why are you not asleep? Ain't it it's nighttime there. You got to get your rest, man. You got to match to that. You should be R&R, rest and recovery. You think your coach will be happy with you if you okay? You get a pass. I'm about to say. I'm thinking it's way later than what it is. You think your coach will be happy if you was up late? Nope. You got to get your rest, especially trying to come from the number one spot. What time you get up? If you go to bed now, 45. Not bad. Not bad. But do you get up exactly at 5:30 though? That's the question. You see how you 50. All right. One trick I learned is when your alarm go off, you if you get straight up, it's a lot easier versus you try to take a nap, go back to sleep for 5 minutes because your body gets confused and it doesn't know is it supposed to be awoke or still go back to sleep. So you're a little bit more tired throughout the day. It takes your body a little longer to get kind of like caught up. So I've learned that when my alarm go off, I get straight up regardless of how tired I am because it plays a difference, a major difference in my day. I appreciate the hearts. Why do you move to the Philippines? Um, that's a lengthy story, but ultimately, last year, November 8th, 2024, I was wrongfully terminated, and along the journey of me becoming an advocate, being on social media, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok, I was then retaliated further from my previous job. And stemming from that, pretty much I lost everything. I was married. I had a house. Kids was everything. 6-figure paying job, I had everything, and all because I spoke up for other people that yeah they retaliated against me. So ultimately, I knew I needed to make a change because I've been living out my car for the last 3 months, and I knew that if I continued doing it, like it was gonna take a part of me that I would never get back. I've already lost so many things as far as what I I thought I knew who I was, and I realized that it was not who I was, it's what I needed to be for other people. After the stream a couple weeks ago, I prayed for you to get more stable and not in your car anymore. Hey, that's pretty dope, man. That's hey, prayer changes. Prayer along with actions, and you yeah, you are something special. You are definitely something special. I appreciate that. That's good. Do you read? Do you like to read books? Put it like this, I'm gonna challenge you. All right. I don't know where I'm going in life. I don't know what this journey gonna lead me. Anyways, I got to go. Thank and pray. All right, you have a good night too, little dude. Look into this book before you go to bed. It's called The Alchemist. Like, look into that book, and if you when you go to school tomorrow, look at go to the library and see can you find it. But that book, open and read it. Like, you don't gotta read it all at once. Sit down, just one page a day. But it's a book that'll open you up to a lot of different things, and believe in yourself that much more. So, but go and get you some rest, and so you get ready to come for that number one spot in wrestling. I appreciate the hearts. I think I'm gonna do a put on Instagram. Me TikTok. Or tell him that you figure out that you were being a little mean and you deleted your stuff, but it's cool, little dude. Like, you probably youngster. I ain't mad at you. Let me see if it's possible to do both TikTok and YouTube at the same time. Thank you. I appreciate. That takes a strong person to do that, and I commend you because a lot of people have big egos and they don't realize when they fall short. So hey, you're a strong man. Strong. November, how you doing? Yeah, welcome home. Um, I appreciate it. This yeah, we'll this side of the side of the world, I'm slowly learning it. So hopefully, I will make it my own. Teacher Jackson, what's going on? I appreciate the likes. So I don't want to throw nobody off. I'm bouncing between TikTok and YouTube on live. I said while I'm out here, I'm gonna lean into my content and share my story to inspire others and hopefully my personal journey picks up and uh and gets the traction it needs. November is I've been told that it's kind of back and forth. People say that you need to be careful. Like people are friendly, but be very careful. And I understand that's everywhere in the world. I don't especially now I don't trust too easy. Uh, GCL, thank you for joining. My trust in a lot of things is has been tainted, and the whole thing to come out here was to find myself and find out who I am and what is my purpose. When you so used to to giving and being there for other people. And like I said, I don't know if you heard me yesterday. One of the things I always say is I would inconvenience myself for your convenience. And literally, people took 100% advantage of that. Relationships, co-workers, friends, family. You know, I remember when I would come home. You know, I would come home and I've always came home with my son, and like I would still have to go over and beyond to see people and to whatnot to do extra stuff when I'm like I've already made the travel, you know, by myself with a kid, and no one is good enough or care enough to like, hey, we'll meet you here or we help you out. So I I I had a hard run in with being giving, being vulnerable, being available, allowing people to pour into me. That's the biggest thing I learned, and I would like to share with other people is that you know being around people is very being around people that's bad for you, that affects you. But the biggest thing, allowing people to pour into you, is something that I didn't think that would cause so much damage in the end, because the whole time is they're rooting for me, they pouring into me, but they're pushing me and pouring me into the direction that sits right from them. It's comfortable for them. I didn't understand that. I didn't, and still I don't understand it, and I won't try to, because it's not meant for me to understand. It's only meant for God to understand. My whole purpose now is to silence the noise, the naysayers, and I don't even give myself time to listen to the naysayers, because as soon as I get that weird feeling that you are one of those, like I'm gone. I don't have time to to just sit and just feel people out anymore. You know, call it. Hey, look, call it what you want. And I'm quick to leave. Like I'm quick to leave. I've always not been. I'm quick to leave when you show me that your ways are toxic. For example, Um, I share this with y'all. I was married October 19th of 2024, and it was a quick marriage. It was a quick marriage, and at that point in my time, the reason why I got married, to give context, I was in my house, and my house, I had a 3,000 square foot house, and it's three bedrooms, and it's only me and my son there predominant of the time, and then my younger two kids to come off and on. And I was like, you know what? I was in my hallway, and I prayed to God. I said, what is it next? Like, I want to demonstrate for my son what a healthy family looks like. At the time he was 15, and I just felt that, like, me finding, or putting myself out there to meet a woman was going to be, in a sense, that elevation, as well as I wanted to get back in church. And so, sure enough, a weeks later, or a couple months later, I ran into my wife while teaching skating at the skating rink. That's one of my hidden talents. I fell in love with skating 3 years ago. It actually saved my life. But and the first thing I heard her say was, she said that I go to therapy and I love God, and I just felt that was like a sign. And so we hit it off quick. We went on one date, and then I had went over to her house, and you know, she somewhat cooked. She wasn't a cooker, but the way she carried herself, I was mesmerized. She was a strong woman. She educated. She was a school teacher and all that stuff. So, I was like, hey, and we made it official that we would start dating, and then she took me to her church, and when I went to church, I fell in love, and I joined the church and everything, and it just felt right. And so, she was talking about going to Vegas, and I just thought that God was talking to me, and I was like, you know what? I was like, hey, I took it to the front of my bed. We was laying in bed, and I said, I don't have a ring. I don't have my money to buy a fancy ring. All I have is my love, my genuine, and my support, and I would do anything for you. And I asked her to marry me, and she says yes. And I thought it was gonna be something that's gonna take some time, but she was like, hey, I'm going to Vegas for a convention, and be cool if we just get married there. And I was like, okay. I was like, let's go. Like, I'm like, hey, YOLO, we only want life to live. I mean, it ain't gonna kill you. People think marriage is like, you get married, you get divorced, you're gonna die. Like, it doesn't, it's not, it happens. It's like people break up, people get divorced, people get remarried. Nothing is meant to last forever. That's bigger picture. Like, we only promise two things. That will promise pretty much one thing, that's to die. That is to die. And I can't even say two things, because some people don't even get to live. Some people are breathing right now, walking this earth, but they don't. They're not living. They're just going. They're bots. They're AI. They're plants. But I was I thought that her family was going to accept me. I thought they were going to appreciate what I came with. I had three kids. She had none. This is our first marriage. This is my fourth. And I thought me being transparent, like I've been on social media with everybody. What's going on, Daniel? Thank you for joining. And I thought they were going to accept me. And the first meeting I had with my ex's mom, it's not what she said, it's how she said it. When she was asking me about, my upbringing, and I told her everything, and she was like, so you came from a broken home, and she said, do you even have a degree? And that right there was a big red flag, because it's, do you even have a degree? It's not, do you have a degree? Again, it's one of those things. It's not what people say, it's how they say it. And it was very smug. And she's a woman, and I didn't feed into it, because as a man, I know what she was trying to do, what she was trying to rock me. She was trying to get a reaction out of me, and I don't move the way people think or want me to move. And so I held fast. I said no, I don't. I plan on going back to school and to finish my degree and whatnot. And so ultimately, I wound up meeting them in person. And yes, it was after we got married. But when I met them in person, I sat around at a round table, and it went from her dad, her my ex-wife's dad, her half sister, her sister, her brother, her other sister's spouse. Then it was her mom, and then her stepmom. Well, her mom, and then her stepdad, and they took turns telling me how disappointed and how hurt they were that I married their daughter, and I didn't wait for them to be a part of it. And she didn't say nothing. She didn't say that it was my idea or nothing like that. And that's when I realized. I said I'm up above my head in this one. And ultimately, you know when I was wrongfully terminated, I went through a thing, and I was restless. I was up in it because I had to become my own attorney. And it didn't work. It didn't work because she she wasn't as strong. I just declare as that. I'll tell her to her face. She wasn't mentally, emotionally strong for what was to come, and her family didn't make it any better. So I had told her after she sat down, and I just let her talk, and she just laid into me and just told me how I was not, you know, who she thought I was, and this whole situation with the wrongful termination and whatnot has changed me, because I went through I was depressed, I was hurt. The people that I deployed with, I served with, went to Afghanistan. They were a part of my wrongful termination, and everything. And so I knew that I couldn't stay in that marriage. And I told her, I say, you gotta get your stuff and you need to go back to your house. She had her own house. Patricia, I'm doing I'm mentally, is my mental is good. It's just I'm emotionally, I'm just tired. I just I I I want to hug. You know, uh, uh, I want to hug. I want to be somewhere where I'm around people who I can feel, I guess, in a sense, vulnerable with, and in person, and that they understand me and know that, like, one, I'm not a threat. Two, that I've been through a lot of stuff, and I don't need nobody to baby me, but, like, just don't take advantage of me, like, cause I'm a natural. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. Um, I don't know anything else. Like, people who I grew up with, they was like, "Oh, Drill, like, yeah, he gives everything." Yeah, Pepper J, thank you, Patricia, I appreciate you. Um, and so I, I said I was gonna go out today. It's not, the typhoon. Um, the typhoon is not as crazy over here, and so I said I was gonna go for a little walk, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. I guess I'm still a little bit scared. I don't know why I'm scared. People's like, why are you 6'2", 200 pounds? What are you scared for? I'm like, I'm scared of people. Pepper Jade, it got a little rainy. It's windy. It picks up some little showers. Cebu City got a little bit worse. Um, I actually met a dude on the way over here. He, yeah, I appreciate that. Somebody, I don't. Carol, thank you for the likes, um, and thank you for the rose. You are used to being a target. Yeah, I am used to being a target. Yes, my soul is tired. Yes, um, I remember I damn God, and I wish I wasn't black. I made a post, I made a video. I was like, I wish I wasn't black. Like I wish I wasn't a man. I I because everybody go through this stuff, but I've always been the one that always had to fight. Like had to fight something, fight somebody because they wanted to impose their will on me, and they wanted